Throughout his life, Prabowo Subianto has worn many uniforms. But in his first public address outside Indonesia here in Singapore, he admitted that his nervousness had resulted in a 3-day debate about what to wear for the occasion, the correct uniform to clearly identify his purpose.
I hope I look presidential.
And that is the goal, his self-declared last battle, the 2014 presidential election. But what about the man himself? What role primarily defines him? Soldier, businessman, or politician? Prabowo Subianto, thank you very much for speaking with Channel News Asia. Now, you've been a soldier, a businessman, a politician. If I were to ask you to choose one role that best represents Prabowo Subianto the man, in one sentence, what would that be?
I think loyal son of Indonesia.
And which role would that fit into? Soldier, businessman, politician?
I think the three roles tend to develop from each other, you know. As a soldier, you serve your country. As an entrepreneur, you also serve your country, you know, you create jobs. And as a politician, you also serve your people and your country. So I think it sort of flows from each, you know. As a patriot, you want to serve. You want to be a loyal son of your people.
Well, you've stated that one of your mantras is "Who dares wins," and actually that's a motto of the British Special Air Services. Yes. So,
well, there are certain variations, yes.
Okay. Would it be fair to say then that the militaristic mindset is ingrained in you?
I would not say militaristic, but let us say the heritage of a soldier, of an officer, the heritage of a warrior knight.
And this guides you in how you conduct yourself in business and politics as well?
Yes, I think it guides me. I have to conduct myself with honor. I must not break my word. I must face hardship and challenges with courage.
Well, I've actually read that you wanted to take a break from politics, but you were so furious with the conditions of the country that you decided to run in 2014. Is that true?
I would not put it that harshly, furious, but let's say worried, disappointed, concerned about the future.
What kind of conditions caused such emotions from you?
Yes, the fact that corruption has been so prevalent, increasing. It's like a disease. It's like cancer. That I think is very, very worrying for the future of Indonesia. And you know, as I said in my lectures, in my speeches, our challenges are so great. We have a population explosion in Indonesia. We have 3.8 million new mouths every year. We have to feed. We have to clothe. We have energy resources depleting very soon. These are tremendous challenges, and we need strong leadership. We need change in Indonesia.
Well, it's an open secret that some people fear you, and you perhaps still have this image of a hard military man. Is that image justified?
I don't think so, but a hard military man, I mean, if I were in active service, yeah, I have to be a good military man. But of course, you know, you are what you are, and you serve and you present yourself. So I think let the Indonesian people decide.
Are you doing anything to perhaps change that image of you?
I'm not doing anything special. I just try to be myself. You know, when I speak from my heart, from my conviction. I don't usually use notes. I try to be myself. I think that's the best policy.
Well, actually, that no-nonsense image of yours is a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, people are saying they back you because they feel that Indonesia needs a strong, firm leader. But on the other hand, it has probably also made you enemies. And you've said that you sought wisdom in this ancient saying that 1,000 friends is too few and 1 enemy is too many.
Right.
Do you think that you've made too many enemies? Can you really take charge of the country as president and rally the entire rakyat, the entire people behind you?
I think I did make enemies in my career. I was a no-nonsense guy, mission-oriented. I was a combat officer. Once you've been in combat, you don't really think too much about ceremonies and niceties, and so I think on that case I was a bit too abrasive. But I think now, I am older, I think a bit wiser, I hope. But in the end, I think it's what you stand for. It's the principles you stand for that matters, I think. And I think this is coming across, that in the end I'm a good servant of my people, and if they need me, I will serve.
Well, Susilo Bambang Yodo, Wiranto, yourself, all ex-military, it seems that the Indonesian military still looms large in politics. Why do you think this is the case? Why are there so many former army figures in politics right now?
When my generation entered the military, that was in the 70s, the military of Indonesia had very high prestige. The Indonesian National Army, the TNI, was a liberation army. It was an army of liberation, and it was a people's army. And I think the Indonesian society respected that. Majority of Indonesian people, in the end, in a critical situation, will look to the army as a unifying force.
And you think this is still the case 14 years since they've experienced democracy?
Well, all the surveys and the research say that the majority of the Indonesian people, they still believe in the loyalty, the credibility of the TNI, the Indonesian National Army. And I think this is the background why they feel comfortable with a former military leader.
Any good tailor will tell you that the clothes maketh the man. But an electorate considers much more than the uniform a candidate wears. The campaign period is crucial. Does Prabowo have the political stamina to keep going till 2014? And does he possess a manifesto that can realistically tackle the economic challenges facing Indonesia? Find out after the break.